This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so today I'm going to teach you one of the specific combination, and that is for the log monitoring. So uh, last time we discussed about the observability, and if you remember, observability primarily have a five components which we are focusing. One is infrastructure monitoring. Second one is uh, second one is like APM. Third one is log monitoring, and then fourth one is synthetic, and fifth one is ram. These are the five pillars, and after that we have alertings and dashboard and things like that, right? So out of all these pillars, I'm going to talk about one pillar specific today, and that is called log monitoring using Elastic. Now let me tell you here, Elastic is it's a big company, and they have a product for entire observability. Okay, but here my focus uh, would be only specific to log monitoring. Okay, because let me tell you, any tools like Datadog, Neuralink, uh, uh, Elastic, App Dynamics, Dynatrace, whatever we are learning, every tool has a every capability as such. Okay, but why I'm touching only log for Elastic and only infra for Datadog or APM for Neuralink, because these companies was founded based on those core features actually. So when you say Elastic, it was founded for the log monitoring initially, and that's one of the primary features. Okay, so as part of it, though Elastic supports everything, end-to-end observability and SIEM as well, but we'll focus on the Elastic, log monitoring of this. That stack we call it ELK. Okay, so log monitoring stack, the one which we have been very popular, that we call it ELK. Typically, E for Elasticsearch, that's a database. L for Logstash, that is your cleaning up the logs. Okay, and then Kibana is for the dashboarding and alerting. So these are the three things we call it ELK. But there is one collector missing actually.
Just one thing. So ELK, as you said, as of now is in observability completely, right? So in
No.
observability, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I said like since ELK is in observability and so ELK is a licensed product, like it is licensed now for the observability, or how it is?
Okay, so let me just uh, okay, let me share with you this one. Okay, uh, so the company has very complex evolution. So many people
Okay,
get confused actually, but I, because I am associated with the Elastic from last at least 15 years, so I know that how they have been grown
okay,
actually.
okay,
So first ELK got launched. So they launched the Elasticsearch. That was the first product. Okay.
okay, okay.
And this Elasticsearch was not for the log monitoring and all. They were not in a log monitoring. It was a database for search engine, like a Google have a search engine, right?
Okay.
So
Similarly, like
so
Splunk, right?
no, Splunk is for the log monitoring specifically.
Log. Okay,
Huh.
okay, okay.
But Elastic was search was for database for the storing the indexes. And when I
Okay.
say indexes, see, I'll tell you. Google also stored their searches in a somewhere, right? So same
Yes.
way, let's say Flipkart also stored somewhere. Mintra
Hmm.
also stored somewhere. So that database was Elasticsearch. Okay.
Oh,
So that was
mhm.
the initially they started with it. After that, they what they did, they use this database for log monitoring specifically.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so for the log monitoring, they introduce one stack which they call it ELK. This is what I'm teaching you right now. Okay,
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
so ELK means Elasticsearch, where the storage will happen, Logstash, where the parsing will happen for the log, and Kibana for the visualization of log. But
Hmm.
the world has changed actually since then. and then they
Mhm.
migrated from the only log monitoring to complete observability. That means now they
Okay.
are in a form of log monitoring, infra monitoring, APM monitoring, synthetic monitoring, uh,
Mhm.
uh, rum monitoring, security monitoring, everything they are into. Got it?
Okay. Okay. Mhm.
So this one I am teaching you. This one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And like, just wanted to know, like, what is the user base of Elastic? It is being used in many organizations, because we also are planning to have ELK in our setup. So, I mean, just wanted to know, like, how other organizations are using it. They are using it specifically with log monitoring only, or the observability stuff, how it is, and compared to what you taught us about Datadog, how good is ELK or how bad is ELK in comparison to those tools?
See, that way it's almost not wise to compare in that way, bad or good. Okay,
Okay.
it's all about the feature. Okay, it's all about the feature. See,
Yes.
I'll tell you, whether you ride a Honda or Bajaj, both are having the same feature. That's the only the thing is like how the customer support and how the branding is done. Correct now? Both
Exactly.
bikes are
Exactly.
good. So same way, here if you look at this company, they
Mhm.
founded in 2010, almost more than 15
Mhm.
years. And other companies like Datadog, AppDynamics, or Splunk, everything is like a pretty old companies. 15, 20 years they have a history of it. So definitely those features are very stable and very good actually. There is only one thing is like how much your developers are familiar. So I'll tell
Okay.
you in a simple way. Log monitoring space I'm talking about, because that's my focus, not observability. Okay,
Okay.
so log monitoring space, there were only two player which was a leading in this domain, and that
Okay.
one was Splunk, which is a
Mhm.
paid one. Okay,
Yes.
this is a paid one, and then we got a ELK, which is a free
Oh,
one.
okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Mhm.
I would say like I have seen like many organizations they have introduced ELK because of free and stable
Yeah.
product. The only
Okay.
thing is like here you have many things, many feature they've developed and made it uh, paid actually. And here you
Mm.
have to do, I mean, your engineers has to spend some time to do all these things, but learning lots of complex DSL and stuff like that. So that was the stuff. So these are the only two
Okay.
options. Either you
So
go for
mainly
this one.
for developers, ELK, yeah, for mainly for developers, ELK is more easier in comparison to other tools, like
Splunk
mainly for
was
the.
more easier. Splunk was more easier.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
ELK have a lots of learning curve that because of free, right? So you have a
Ah,
lots of.
ah, okay.
Now slowly what has happened? They have migrated after that Splunk. They migrated to SIEM. Okay,
Ah,
let me
mm,
tell you any tools who's having the log monitoring capability, and these are
mhm,
the two tools which is rich in the log monitoring. So
mhm.
see, if you detect the security only if you can read the logs, you have a
Yeah.
capability to read the logs, and not only read the logs but enhance the log, understand the log, store the log at the large scale. Large scale mean enterprise scale. Okay,
Okay.
and these
Okay.
two tools had a core feature around it. So
Okay.
slowly they migrated to SIM. That is where the Splunk got little bit of advantage. Many organizations have started opting for it. And then
Okay.
also, if you look at this here, they also got into SIM somewhere in 2015. But later on, it's not become popular. But in somewhere 2000 and all, it'll become a popular. I mean, 2020 and all, it's become popular actually. See, it's
Okay.
late. SIM is late here. But if you
Okay.
see that Splunk introduced first. So
Okay.
here you got the SIM. Now they realize, both the player realize that they cannot survive with this log monitoring and SIM feature only. So later
Okay.
on, what they did, they transform into observability platform. So Splunk acquired many products from outside, and ELK developed their own product line actually. And then now they have a observability complete thing. So that
Okay.
if I say both the tools have a very stable, very reliable features, which is for the observability, SIEM, and log monitoring. Got it?
Yes, Rajesh. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm focusing right now only on the log monitoring because here, if you look at the course, how I structure, let me show you. So here, uh, I added a lot of monitoring tool in this course actually. So if you see that here, so because all these tool which I am saying, yeah, this one, and Grafana also observability supports actually, ELK also. So these five tools and then App Dynamics. So these all tools are supporting observability, means everything. But here,
Oh,
because they have evolved, Splunk evolve allow log monitoring, New Relic evolve around performance monitoring, and ELK evolved around log monitoring. So I'm covering only that core feature. So you have that capability known, and after that you can explore yourself. Apart from that, LMS, you have end-to-end videos for each of these tools, so it will help you.
okay. Okay.
Okay, so now let's get back to the this one. So as we state, here we have uh, ELK Stack, which is known for the log monitoring. So let me get one image directly, and then I will explain it to you. So here, this is a image, and I think you should know only this one for time being. So see here, you have a logs. Now logs can be in a different ways. You can get it. For example, you can get it from the operating system log, application log, network log, any kind of log. I mean, you have a logs. Now this logs, who will collect it? So you have a beats basically. These are the open source component. Now these beats will collect the logs from the system or network. Okay, and then this log will be processed, because you cannot store, basically you cannot get the right rich results, unprocessed log, raw unstructured log, so need to be processed. So where do you process? That is where the log stash is being used. Okay, I'm ignoring this feature because it's for the performance, I mean. So right now ignore this one. So here, this tool is a flat tool which will process the logs. Okay. And after processing the logs, it will store in the Elasticsearch, which is a database, vector-based database. Okay. This is the vector-based database. It will store. So now you have this one logs stored, and here it was a not structured non-structured raw data, and here you got a structured one. Okay, so that is easy to searches and all kind of things. Is that clear for time being?
Yes, Rajesh.
Now, so because you have in database, now you have to use some graphic tools for visualization, search, visualization, explorations, report, alerts, and all these things. So which tool you can use? So basically here is an advantage. You can use Grafana also, which I taught you last session. But Elastic has provided a Kibana. Okay, so basically Grafana also you can use, Kibana also you can use. You can use another tools also, but these two popular tools are there which you can fetch for the Elasticsearch. And that arrow you look at this here, that means Kibana will fetch from the Elasticsearch. Clear?
Yes, yes, it is there.
Okay. So now, what we need to do as a engineer, we should first, in the machine, we should set up a beats, and from beats we should collect the logs, send to the Logstash. From the Logstash we send, so stored in the Star Elasticsearch, and from the Elasticsearch we should configure the Kibana to read the log. So these are the whole things, and after that, this is you are the SRE engineer, you will access the Kibana and search for the errors and create alerts, reports, and all these things, blah blah. Okay. Okay,
Yes.
so now I'm going to create one big instance for this setup. So let me name this one ELK, and I'll go for the Ubuntu, and here, and 24 version, that's the latest one. Now because I'm installing everything in one machine only, you can see all this component you can install in separate machine, and in real it will be installed in separate machine only, because all this communication from here to here, here to here, these all through, it happened through the network IP address and port number. But in my case it'll become a local host, mind it. So I need a little bit higher machine, so I'll go for large. Should I go for X large? Let me go for X large, because I don't want to wait for and spoil my demo and all kind. This is a 4 CPU, 16 GB RAM, and here I'm going to select for this one, and all this. I have to open a many ports actually, but right now I'm going for this one. And disk I'll go for 100 GB. Okay, so that is a something, and create it. And this is the machine. Okay, so here I got this machine. Okay, this is the IP address. Now let me first log into this machine, and auth credential, open, accept. Username is Ubuntu, and let me improve the view. Bold, apply, done. Okay, so we are good to go. Now I will, first thing which I want to do, install the Elasticsearch. Okay, this is the component. It's a database. Okay, so how do we do that? So for that, I'm going to use my blog, so that way it will save my time, and search for Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch, and okay. So here, if you see that you have a multiple installations, here you have Kibana 8 configure with Elasticsearch 8, but right now I'll try with new one. Here you see install and configure Elasticsearch step-by-step guide. Okay, and here you have some,
So the data processing, it will not, it is not a separate component, is it?
all these are separate tool actually. Beats are separate tool. These all, it's not a one installer. You
Okay,
have to
okay. So
create.
its name is Logstash. It is used for data processing only. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so now what I will do, I will go ahead and install it. So now here, if I say this is a Kibana, and then Kibana will come next. I'm just this is the 7, this is the 8. Okay, and here this is 8. I'm just checking which is the latest one. So this was 2023, almost same time. This is the one. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll go for this one. This one. Here you have 8. Now what to do? So first thing, this is the 8. I'll go for the latest one. So Elasticsearch download. And if you go for this, Elasticsearch is open source minded. And now we have a 9. Okay. So what should I do? I'll go for the latest one only, because that way, if you try in your local, you will not have to. I mean, most of the organization, they must be having the older one only, because these upgrades not happen very often, once in a 3-4 years and all. But I'll go for the latest one, so that way you have videos for 7 also earlier, 8 also, now 9 also. Okay, so this way. So here is uh, download Elasticsearch. You can do that. Now, which platform? So Windows, you can do that, or Mac, or Linux. So I'll go for the Linux here, and now this is the way to download URL. And you can use the containers also, but right now I'm not using containers, because that way I want to show you the configurations. And in the Linux, you can start this one to start the Elasticsearch. Anyways, I'll teach you. So first, let me download this. So I copy this URL and wget enter. I'm downloading this. I'll give you all these commands. I'll put it in the blocks itself.
Do we have like more like videos on the observability part? We don't have for a ELK here in our portal, right?
No, we have it in LMS. We have that. If you go,
Okay, we have
there's
it also for
there's
ELK
one
also.
section. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Observability part also we have it, and yeah, we have it. Okay, so now I'm going to extract this. So tar hyphen jet xv enter. Now let me tell you here, Elasticsearch, you need to start as a non-root user only. Okay, so that is a limitation which you have. So if you start with a root user, it will not run. So please remember that. So here I go inside this. Okay, and you have a configurations of Elasticsearch here. Just remember, and they have a inbuilt JDK. Okay, so that means you don't need to install anything external. So this product is written around Java, and this is the file for the configuration. So many times when you configure this file, you have to be comfortable with it. But yeah, right now no need. And if you go to the bin directory, here this is the file. They have many other utilities also which we are going to need it, but for time being this is the one to get started. Typically we create a service and start it. Okay, but right now I just wanted to show you everything raw so you can understand and things like that. So you can run this command. By the way, let me let me show you this one. So I'm just running this command, and one bad thing will happen, you will lose the console, but I want that console to be shown so that way you can troubleshoot. It's a learning, right? So you can see that things like that. So I have to go back and then run this. Okay, so now I have started the Elasticsearch. That is a one component. Okay, and now all these thing logs, you can see how is the health and all. Info is okay. If warning and error, you should check it out. So right now info lines is okay. Now you know what, this I started to use the command line, and there was one more reason, and that was, if you see that this Elasticsearch has successfully started. Okay, it has not, it is not having any problem. But Elasticsearch, how can you log in, admin access and all? So they have given it to you, this one, and you should note it down, this one. Okay, Elasticsearch security feature has been automatically configured. That means Elasticsearch is now by default with allowed with the security. Earlier it was not security, you can enable it. Now here what is the username? So here default user is Elastic and the password is this one. Okay, now if you want to reset the password, okay, you can run this command to reset the password. Okay, but password is this one, so remember that. So username is Elastic, password is this one. You can reset if you want, other utilities been given. Now this is the fingerprinting for certificate, and this is for, remember, this you need for registering Kibana with Elasticsearch. Okay, this process, read this. Configure Kibana to use this cluster. Run Kibana and click the configuration link in the terminal when Kibana start. And this is basically you have to copy paste over there. This has an internal some certificate automatically for configurations. Okay, now if you want to enroll for some other nodes and machines, so this is helpful for it. So you have to record this. It's a one time, you can regenerate also, but you should remember. So create an enrollment token with this one. So if you want, this is the enrollment token. Okay, so if you want to create a more enrollment token, you can use this one to create a more enrollment token for the node in. So if you want to join more node in the Elasticsearch, this is the command. Uncomment the transport.host setting at the this is the file which I talked about it in order to join the cluster. So let me tell you here, this is important to understand what happens. By default, Elasticsearch has been configured for single node cluster. So if you want to add a more node to the clusters, you have to uncomment this line, this entry in this configuration file, and then only you can register it and then restart the Elasticsearch. Okay, and on the other node you have to run this command. So this is not useful for us right now because I'm not going to register any extra node. Single node clusters is sufficient, but this I needed. So what I will do, I'll copy this whole things in the nodes so I can use it during the work. Okay, done. Okay, so my Elasticsearch is okay. Now you should not close this terminal, otherwise Elasticsearch will be stopped. Now yellow means it is running, but it has some resource issues. Still it will be functional. Green means it's everything is okay. The cluster is okay right now. So that's the reason I given a 16 GB RAM to avoid then any mistake. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up a new console and going to test whether the Elasticsearch is okay or not. Though I saw the logs, everything is okay, but you have to validate. How do you validate? So that way, this is the way. Here, this is the, remember that Elasticsearch support the API. So you need to use the API. Without that, you cannot do that. So here, sorry. So here, here, this is the URL for Elasticsearch API. This is the username. Password will be prompt. And this is because security has been enabled. So without a certificate, it will not work. So you need to pass the self-signed certificate. Okay. Usually in the production environment, we install the certificate, but right now it's not there. So what do we do in this case? So my directory is this one. So I'll replace this one with this one. Good to go. And let me copy and enter. Okay, now it's asking me for the password for Elastic, which I have it here, and pass this, enter. Now here you can read this message shows your cluster status. So if you get this message, that means your cluster is accessible. And here you see this is your name of the cluster. I mean in the node, this is the name of your clusters, UUID for this, and some of the stuff, which version and all kind of things and all. So this is the cluster. Elasticsearch is up and running. So now this search is done. Any questions so far? All of you?
No, I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
so far I'm good.
Okay. So now what I will do, now next one is I have to do Kibana. Okay, so this one I will install the Kibana. Okay, now if you see that Kibana, okay, before that, let me, oh, I lost this command, but no problem. I can generate a command. So here, copy, just give me 2 seconds. I will not lose it. And tar-jet xvf cd this one, and the final command will be to this one. Okay, done. So this will start this. So let me update this. So 7, 8, done. So anytime in future, if you try, you have no issues. Okay, so these are the commands which I run for 9. Okay, so let me give you the print screen also. Okay, so good to go. So here we install the Elasticsearch. Now what we are going to do, let me open up this file. Done. Now I'm going to configure and install the Kibana. This is the downside. You have a Docker tutorial, you can use it, but right now I don't need it. Now let's go for the Kibana. Okay, so Kibana is a database. So right now if you see that they have 8x. Okay, so but I need 9x. So what will I do? I will go for download Kibana, enter. Now you see 9x, choose the platform, Linux, copy this URL, enter, download Kibana, enter. Okay, so now I'm going to extract it, jet xvf, done. Now done. So now Kibana has been extracted. Now the problem with this Kibana is Kibana by default when we start, it will be starting with local host mode only. Okay. So if you want to access the Kibana from the IP address from outside, because I'm running on AWS, right? So I have a public IP address. So if you want to configure with the network, then you have to go to the Kibana configuration file and add the IP address, which is server.host, which is important. Okay. So please remember that. These are the command I run it, so you can visualize what changes you have in a Kibana, but it's not so important. So this command, which will help you to run the Kibana. Okay, and using normal user only, you can run this. Now this configuration, you should use that to access the Kibana from outside. That is the stuff. After that, you can access the Kibana at the port number 5601. Anyways, you will see that in the message. So can we go there? So here I'm going to uh, Kibana, and the configuration file is inside here, config, and this is the configuration file for Kibana. Let me remind you, this is the, if you want to anything you want to customize the Kibana, this file you have to change this. So Kibana.yaml before starting. There's so many entries are there. You can change many things, but right now, and one more thing, you should read all at least once. So that's a good practice. So now here, this I'm going to name it, and I forgot to change, get the IP address. So IP address is, this is the real IP address of for the instance, not a public IP address given by uh, AWS. Okay. So here I configure it server.host, and also I must ask you to read everything here. That will help you to become a good admin actually. Okay, good. So I change this. Now I'm going to back inside this location and then going to start the Kibana. So this command, unfortunately, I will lose the console, but I want to show you the logs, and I started the Kibana. Just wait for it, and you see here it's message, Kibana is starting, info is good, uh, no errors should come. And try in the very high-end machines, because 9, which is the latest release, required lots of compute, so that way you should not get and waste your time in the troubleshooting and all for time being while learning. So now you see that here it says, hey, your Kibana is up and running, and it is accessible at this place. Okay. And I can access it. But unfortunately, this is a private IP address, right? So I'll not be able to access. So what to do? You have to remember that this URL is very important. Okay. So this URL for this code is a registration code, which you have to use this one. So I'm going to change the IP address from private to public, and here, and copy this is HTTP, and just wait for it. Okay, so now it's not accessible. The reason is I have blocked the 5601 port. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the port for security group. Now this, you have to work on the port requirements also, but right now I'm following the very bad practice. I'm deleting everything and allowing uh, all ports. That's a bad practice, but right now I just want to avoid the configuration issues as such and focus on the tools part, actually functionality part. Okay, done. Now this is saying, hey, configure Elastic to get started. Elastic means Elasticsearch. So where is your Elasticsearch? Where is that? So if you remember that this is the data, you got it. This contains everything what you needed. This has an address and a token and everything inside this actually. So the moment you put it up there, automatically they will try to see here. They'll try to connect to the Elasticsearch and try to get it. So this has an encoded message of everything. Please understand this. And then click on the configure Elastic. So now your Kibana is configuring with the database. So if you remember this URL and this image, see Kibana is heading to the Elasticsearch for registrations. And now you see all the logs, you can see all the Kibana, you can see also the Elasticsearch, and now you can see the website also. Good to go. So now you have configured the Kibana with Elasticsearch. What is the username? So let me tell you, Kibana username will be the same as it was of Elasticsearch. So Elastic is the username and password would be the same. Okay, and then now you have configured successfully Kibana and then registered with Elasticsearch. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, so what I will do, I will just capture this command, else I typically forget to update the tutorial. So jetxvf, I have to open up a new console actually, duplicate, and Ubuntu, and this is the one, right? Cd, and run this command, min kibana access this one, and then just, and this is valid only for 30 minutes, remember that. Insert enrollment token received from Elasticsearch. Okay, so these are the things you have to do that. So let me
So
fill
if you
this.
want to get a token for a long duration, what need to do?
No, it's the only one time required. So
Oh,
what you
okay.
can, one time
Uh-huh.
required. So let's say if you want some token which should be valid for longer, so you can generate this token using this again. Okay,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and here there is no TTYL is passed, but if you pass the TTYL for longer duration, by default is 30 minutes, but longer duration you can set this command, you have all the manuals actually. Okay,
Got it.
okay, so now I was doing something, yeah, so let me update this. Extract and install and configure. Okay, Kibana 9x. So same command, there's no changes has happened in the 8 and 9, but 7 and 8 there's a lots of changes. Remove that. So, but done. Okay, so this is done for you. Now everything is good. This is the one, and you know. Okay, so now what to do? So now next thing is, in this image, if you look at this, now we have to collect the logs. Okay, if you look at this image here, remember that we need a beats to collect the logs, and beats can send to Logstash, and here you have to process the logs, and you can directly also send to the Elasticsearch. But what will happen? there is a two types of data we have. You have a raw data, which is like a not structured data, and you have a structured data, which is like a process data. Okay, so these are the two types of data we have. Now, you know what? Sometimes you collect the beats can collect the every kind of data, structured data and non-structured data. But because I'm collecting the operating system data, operating system logs, so this logs is considered as a structured logs. Okay, but many times when you collect the non-structure, you have to process also. So because I'm collecting, monitoring the operating system, so this is considered a structured log, like a system logs and all. So directly I can configure the beat with Elasticsearch. Okay, how do we do that? I'll show you. So before that, I want to show you the Kibana. So here it says, hey, welcome to Elastic. And earlier the message was Kibana, but now they are branding as Elastic for complete observability. And integration means, do you want to monitor everything, anything, or do you want to explore your own? So right now I don't have anything in mind, so I'll go for this one. And now, as I stated, if you remember, Elastic supports everything. Earlier, you know what? I'll tell you. See, don't get confused. I installed the Kibana, but here it is Elastic because they have rebranding everything like this. And here they have a feature like Elasticsearch. It is just for storage. This is for observability. This is for SIEM. And in fact, they are getting into the analytics business, AI, ML also slowly. And in this, uh, I'm going to show you only one part, which is this one. Only this one, because observability has many things, right? So only this part. Okay, so please remember that. Now you have so many features here. Spend some time here. Analytics right now, you don't need to look for it. And Elasticsearch here you have, and observability part here you have, and here you see infrastructure, you have logs, you have synthetic, you have rum, you have, and APM here you have applications, alerting here you have, and dashboard, where is that? Here it is, dashboard. Okay, under the security, and some security part also. And here is the administrator tools you have for this one. Okay, so far so good. Any questions?
Oh, no.
Okay, so now next thing is, see, here in this image, uh, do you know database concept, right? All of you?
Yes, I know.
Right, yeah. So here, understand that Elasticsearch is a database server, kind of vector-based database server. And in this database, I mean database server, you have a DB, like in MySQL DB1, DB2, DB3, like that. If you remember, correct now? And in the DB, you have a table, correct? Correct now? Hello?
Yes, we're getting, yeah.
Yeah. So, but actually here we don't call it a database. Okay. We don't call it. What do we call it? So we call it index. Okay. In the vector based database, we call it index. And index have their own schemas and all. So I would insist to you to read out the concept of index, how it works and all. But I want to see how many index we have so far, how many index we have so far. So how do we do that? So I want to, from here onwards, instead of copying and pasting my own command, I'm going to use my chat GPT, which will be the faster results. Okay, so what do we do? So first thing, let me change the locations. So here, this is the one. Okay, so this is my base command, and here I'm going to ask a chat GPT, hey, give me the uh, curl command to uh, list out the index. This will be faster for you. Okay, so create a command to list the index. Okay, so this will give you the faster. I mean, though you can learn from my blogs also, but every time I have to change, so ChatGPT is giving it to me. Now they have one API called cat. Okay, so any information you want from the clusters, you have to use a cat API. And cat API, you have a one API sub you endpoints indices, and here v means verbose mode. So let's copy and paste it and see how many indices we have. Right now it's empty. Okay, so you'll have a few indexes which is system driven. Okay, you can set the password also one time somewhere set, but right now I have to insert it again and again. You can set the password in the command line also, by the way. See this, these are the indices you have right now. Okay, so these are the indices you have, and these are the created for their own internal things. Now same indices you can see somewhere through UI also. Okay, where to go to the admin tool here and stack management, and do you see some index management? Here it is. Okay, and now you see there's no indices is been shown. Why? Because those are the system indices and which is hidden in nature. So see here, these are one, and same one you are seeing here also. These are the indices. Okay, all of you are clear?
Yes, we are clear. Yeah.
Okay, so now you got the indices. Now you can create your own indices also. Okay, but let's say if you don't create indices, there'll be one default indices uh, will be created automatically, or I think this is the one. Okay, so which will be used internal most of the time. Okay, and here you have a 1 2 3 4 many system indices you have it, so you don't need to worry about it. Okay, so that is the thing. Now what to do? So now we got the almost this one is ready. Elasticsearch is ready. Now we have to focus on the beats, which will collect the logs. Now you know what? Beats are also different types of beats actually. You have to learn actually what kind of data you want. I want to show you this page. Click on it. Here it is. Okay. So now here you see the different kinds of beat we have. It's not like Beat is one software. Beat itself, you have a multiple applications. File Beat you have, metric Beat you have, packet Beat we have, winlog Beat we have, audit Beat we have, heartbeat we have. So each of these beat will collect the different types of data. But I am here to collect the logs. So which beat will help me? File Beat. So file bit will collect the log from the Linux, and winlog bit will connect the logs from the Windows. Simple. These will not collect the logs. This will collect the matrices, CPU, RAM, and kind of things. This will collect the network, some audit, and some synthetic monitoring if you want to implement this one. Now you'll say, Rajesh, this bit is very complex. Can't we have one agent which has all the capability? Yeah. So Elastic has introduced one agent also which has all the capabilities. But because I'm not talking about the observability, I'm not talking about that agent. But if you click on this Elastic agent, you can read this here. This is the one agent which has all capability. Okay, all capability. All they combine it and put it into one. So they have this one also, but it is only for is basically is used for observability, which I'm not doing it, so avoiding it. So I'm going to use the file bit. Okay, so can we now see that? So file bit, I have a one dedicated tutorial. I want to check because keep updating it, so you will have it. So let me check this file. Bit is not there. Let me search for it. We call it elastic bit. Okay, so elastic bits, and here you see how to install and configure elastic bits. So copy this, and here same command, but I think it's a very old one, 7. So 2021. I will update this. Instructions will be same. There's no difference, but I have to update this. So can we do that? So let's say download Elastic Beats. Click on this. So I'll go for here and I will download the file bit for the log monitoring. And which platform? So Linux. Okay, so 9 version, remember that. And copy this URL. I'll copy this in the notepad, and that way I can update zxbf and let me run this. So here I'll go for, now you know what, because I'm reading some of the system logs, I want to run this tool as a root. Okay, so what I will do, I will go for root and enter. You can set the permission also, that's not a difficult thing, but that's okay. So I'm downloading and extracting. So now what you have is this one. So what I did, I downloaded and extracted. After that you need to configure. So the configuration file would be file bit.yaml. Okay, and the file bit.yaml, you need to enable this as a true. Remember what I'm trying to say, I'll tell you, please understand this. This beat which you are installing, this beat, let's say this you are installing in this system. Okay, and this is one executable, and this executable will have some configuration file which is YAML. In this YAML file you need to say, hey, take from input, I mean log from here and output to Elasticsearch. Input and output, will you remember where you configure in this YAML file? So Beat will read this YAML file and take the input from that file and send that output stored at the Elasticsearch. Will you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So this configuration, if you see, it's the same thing. Here we are configuring, hey, input, what? Type is log. From which file? So take some file randomly, I'll take some system file, and then where to output. So right now the output is going to the Logstash, but in my case it'll be Elasticsearch because I'm not processing. See, this is my custom log, so processing is required, Logstash needed. But if you collect the system log, which is structured one, then you don't need it. Okay, so this is something which I'll do that now. So go for it and insert, and this is the YAML file. Okay, and I must ask you to read that, get comfortable with it. So many inputs are there actually. Here you have a file bit inputs, and if you go a little bit down, you have, see, uh, you can write your own modules. You can directly send to the Elasticsearch also. Some general configurations are here. You can use for the database also for and all. You can configure with Kibana directly also. Typically we don't do that. Okay, you can configure with Elastic Cloud also. And this is the output section. Here here if you see that it's already configured, I don't have to do that. So that means Elasticsearch output, it's default actually, so it's enabled. So that means it will be sending to the localhost 9200, which is my Elasticsearch. If your Elasticsearch is running on the different IP address, then different servers, you have to change this one actually. And but here you have to uncomment this part actually. Why? Because you know older version of Elasticsearch was having the username and password by default disabled, like a 7, but 8 and 9 onwards you have to got this user ID and password. Okay, so please remember this. And so you have to do that. If you want to send that to Logstash, you have to enable this one. Okay, And if you want any other custom things, pretty much lots of supports are there. You can read this file and it will help you. Okay, so remember that input and output, two things you need to configure it. Okay, so can we first decide what I want to do that? So here I'll go to the var logs. Okay, and inside this there's so many files are there. So can we see the syslogs? That is a popular file. So let me copy syslog. Okay, so this is the file which I want to input. So go for now and modify this file. You can monitor any files as such and you can configure it. So right now, first thing you have to enable it. So is it enabled? So this line, many people, many of the students have uh, ignored this. So they say my bits are not working. So you have to make it true. True. Okay, and then here this line, you know what, basically it will read everything which is ending with a dot log, but right now I want to add this one, additional one. Anyways, it's a whole directory has been monitor. Okay, but right now I want to add, just to show you how can we add the custom path. Enter. So this file will not be read, but all files which is having the dot log will be read. In Windows, you have to give it like this. Okay. So I think good type is file stream. Okay. These are the type and good to go. So any questions so far?
No, it's clear.
Okay. So now I will save it first and then again open up. Now output, I have to configure it, right? So go to the Elasticsearch section. Here it is. It's already enabled, so I don't have to do anything, but the only thing is you have to uncomment this guy. You have to give username and password or API keys. So I have a username and password. So, and password is somewhere this guy. Okay, and save it. Done. Now I don't remember it's HTTPS or HTTP. So let me check my command. And it is HTTPS. Okay, and for that you need a certificate also. So let me try this one also. Done. And certificate, let me check that. Okay, first let me get the error. So let me check this. I chain this. This is the Logstash. Okay. This is I did. This is the complete logs, actually you have it. And Elasticsearch. Okay, just a second. Let me get a confirmation for this certificate. Can I pass it? Logstash. Logstash also has the same way. And I'm seeing the output actually. Here you have output which is Elasticsearch. So I think we can ignore it just for time being. Yeah, I'll see that if any error is coming, we'll see that because I am not having a certificate issues. So I'll ignore it. Okay, so it's going to Elasticsearch and then save it. Done. So this is the way I configure it, the beat. Now what to do? Now next thing, I'm going to start this. So start command. I'm just validating if everything is correct. Log beat and This by default is open as a root, so no problem, I think. Let me check. chown root, anyways, it's root only. So no need to run this command, but though you run it, there's no uh, things. So okay, so now let me run this beats. So for beats, this is the commands. If you, I'm running as a sudo already, root as well, so I'm ignoring it. So good to go and run this command. Okay, before that, let me copy this for the updates and enter. Done. Now why you can run in the background also, but that way you won't see the errors and all. So this is a good way to learn. Okay, so now if I see that there is a one error actually, and same thing which I was thinking about it, certificate error. Okay, so certificate signed by. Okay, so I was thinking about the same thing. Okay, so we have to pass the certificate. So now let me fix this. So how do we fix the certificate? I cancel this. I have to find out the certificate configuration now. vi. Now let me see. Here it is. This is the, oh no, this is the output. Wait a second. Let me capture this error. Oh no. Hold on. Let me get a one more time error. This is the error. Okay. So okay, before that I will validate my Elasticsearch is running or not. Though it was running last time, I want to just check this. So curl and password, and it's running. So it's a certificate error, and now I need to sort it out. So let me check the file where I can insert the certificate for Elasticsearch. So this is the instrumentation, monitoring, Logstash. This is the one, balanced, everything's good. Here there's no options. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT instead of looking in the documentations for certificate. I am getting Elastic. I'm connecting Elastic beat, file beat actually, file beat with Elastic search and getting following error. Config. I'm giving this config. They will correct me. And error as well. And here they're saying, hey, you need to add this one. Okay, so if I add this one, it should be good, but they should be giving in the template, but it's okay, they have not given it. So I'm going to add this line. Now why this line is I'm adding, remember that this is the same line I used for command line also. This is the same line I used it, if you remember. See here, See here. Okay, so command line. So let me add this and it should solve that issues. So for that, let me add this. It's a YAML file, so you have to be very careful, and good to go. Now I'm going to start the file bits and let's see if there is error. So info, log level info is okay, error is not okay. And now you see that it got established. You see info, no error. So good to go. That means now Logstash is sending directly the log to the Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch has storage, and now from there you can take that Kibana, you can explore the logs from the Kibana. Understood now?
Yes, Rajesh. Yes.
Okay, so this is the whole configuration. Now, last thing you have to do with the work at Kibana. So that is where you have to do two things: explore the logs and look for the errors. Okay, so where is my Kibana? My Kibana is somewhere. Where is that? Here it is. Okay, so you can refresh and automatically that index will be created by beats by default. Don't worry. So you want to see those index here, you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, how many logs is being stored in the each index. You can filter by documents count. Okay, see here, this is the file beat index, which has a 3000 lines it has stored. Okay, if you have an admin access, you can see that, find it. Okay, so that way.
So this index, what kind of log it contains?
This index, this one, right? File bit, right?
Yeah, we also have some multiple indexes, right?
So many indexes got created to store the Kibana related configuration, but now the one which you are using, where the logs beats is sending to this one, automatically generated. Now you say, Rajesh, I want to customize the index. Yes, that's also possible. In the same configuration where you are configuring the beats, you can provide the index name also. That's not a problem.
Okay.
So right now 3000 logs are there actually. Okay, and this is the stream name automatically got created, file bit stream. uh, you see here, this is the one, file bit. So yellow means still it's trying to get that actually. So now can we do explorations of the logs? Let me go there, home page, and click on this left side and discover. There's a two options. Let me see both the options we can see or not, because see here, all logs, and these are the logs which is from the my system. See 3182, remember I read there also in the index. And
Yeah.
if you want to filter only the logs which you want, you can create a views, your own views also, and you can do that, all these things. So right now this is the all logs, and I want to show you one more thing. Go to the observability, clicks on the logs, and this is the one. It's almost same thing, but this is also one place you can see that. You can create your own view also. Let's say you want to create a one, here you have all logs, but you want to create only the logs which is from the file bits. So what do we do? So here you can create a data views and custom one. So this is the DevOps school one. Okay, and pattern. So what was the pattern? I forgot actually. So let me copy this file bit pattern. So file bit pattern, this suggested me actually, and I with this pattern I have only one index. Are you okay? I'm happy. Yes, I'm happy. So save data view to Kibana. Done. Now you select everything which is all logs, okay, and here all, I mean, there's no multiple data sources, right? Only one. Or you can go for your customized server one, which you wanted. Almost all the logs will be same. Now, after this, you have to search for logs, errors in these logs. How do you search? So let me ask you one thing. Do you know Google search, right? Correct?
Yeah.
So actually, if you know Google search, and don't don't say like you usually go and type on the Google and it give you the results, because that is the kind of search anyone can do that. So Google search, you have to be specialized in it. For example, this is your Google search. Okay, you can type anything and the results will be there, but you need to be specialized in it. So Google search and KQL almost matching. In fact, all the log monitoring is matching. So let's say I'm looking for some logs line which has an error. Enter. So this is the called text search. And you see these are the logs. You have a errors message. But now I want to say, hey, no, I want to have something like a Rajesh. I want to search Rajesh. I know that you won't have it, but I want to search. See, you don't have it. But is here is a Rajesh or error. That means give me lines with Rajesh or error. Errors, you have it, you know that, and you got this line. But you say, hey, no, 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 give me the lines which has a Rajesh and error. These are the operators, okay? You need to learn actually. And see, there's no line which has a Rajesh and error, but or means you understand that. I don't have to explain it. Now you say, hey, I want to search by field. What field? So you have so many fields. You can go for it. These are the fields automatically they'll giving to you. And you can go for here also you have a field section. So cloud region, here you can add this into the searches. What happened? I clicked on this, but
So Rajesh, do you have any specific query to search, or we can simply write a word and it will filter it out?
no, I mean, query, you can write a queries also for searches,
Okay.
which is called it a DSL queries, which is not supported by Kibana. I mean, it's not a wrong statement. It is supported by Kibana, but DSL queries we do against Elasticsearch directly. Where's that?
Okay.
Here. But you can pass the DSL queries from Kibana to this one. But this one which I'm showing you is not a DSL query. DSL queries is like a very, very powerful, but you require lots of bandwidth to learn. But here the one which I am teaching you is KQL query. If you read this, let me show you. KQL query. This is a easy, just like a Google.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Got it? So DSL is like a programming sort of programmers who have CRUD operations and lots of DML, DD and all. MySQL. MySQL have SQL queries, right? Like that,
Mhm.
Elasticsearch has a DSL queries. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So now you can search for it, and you can say equal, and this is the field specific search. So enter, and right now I have only one machine, so this machine is showing it. Okay, so now your job is to explore the logs, see that what you want, and if you think, okay, I like these results. Okay, imagine you like these results, and you can change the view also, bar and stake, unstake, whatever you want to do. You want in a different visualizations lines, okay, areas, metrics, but bar will be good. uh, 3204 lines, this is the bar is good. And from this machine, if you think, oh yeah, this is the results I was looking for it, and visualization, you can change that. Okay, here you have so many visualization, and save it, and name this one number of lines. And you want to save in a new dashboard or existing one? Of course, new one I'm creating, and done. So there's only one field you added, like that. This is the dashboard which you created, named with a DevOps school, and keep storing the pan here, widgets we call it here. You can add more widgets you want, panels basically, and then get going. Got it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so these are the things you have actually for log monitoring, but to be honest, there are a hell lot of features with there. Hell lot of it is Elastic is providing complete stack for the observability, SIEM, log monitoring. If you want to use for the site searches, also developers and all, they can use it for indexing. Hell lot of features we have actually. So yeah, this is the one. Okay, any questions so far?
No.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.